Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to this Hawaii News Now special report happening right now. HPD Chief Joe Logan is discussing an officer-involved shooting that happened last night in Waianae. Let's listen in.
And trying to enter a home. When officers arrived, they heard screaming from inside the home. They ran to the back of the house and found a male armed with a handgun. The male was standing just inside a shattered glass door. The closest officer repeatedly ordered the male to drop the firearm. Instead of putting the gun down, the male racked around or pulled the slide back and let it slide forward. At this time, the officer fired 2 rounds at the suspect. The male fell to the ground, and the officer administered first aid until paramedics arrived. Officers found 3 other adults in their home with gunshot wounds caused when the suspect fired into the house. A 4th adult sustained assault-type injuries, and 2 other adults and 2 juveniles were also at home uninjured. As you know, investigations and crime scene technicians worked all night at the scene. So far, it is determined that the suspect was involved in an argument in the street shortly before the shooting. The suspect, who lived across the street from where the shooting took place, argued with his girlfriend before her relative took her to his home. The suspect then went into his own home and came out with a rifle. He pointed the rifle at a neighbor and at the relative's home and tried unsuccessfully to fire the rifle. The suspect then went back into his own home and came out with the handgun, which is when he walked across the street and shot approximately 4 rounds into his girlfriend's relative's home. Officers arrived shortly thereafter. The investigation thus far has determined that the handgun used by the suspect at the home was stolen, and the rifle appears to be self-made. The suspect has 14 convictions, including 11 felony convictions. The officer who fired his weapon is assigned to the District 8, Kapolei, Waianae area, and he has 4 years of patrol service. He will be offered administrative leave, which is standard procedure. It's always tragic when a life is taken. However, we are extremely thankful that the 3 individuals who were shot are expected to recover and that none of our officers were hurt. I'll take your questions at this time.